Good afternoon, students. I am very happy to meet you in this afternoon session for grade 10th. I hope you are well and fine at your home. I think you are reading well at your home according to our study plan. Last class I gave some study portion from Unit 4. What is the title of Unit 4? The article by Satyajit Roy. I gave book back and book in between short answers. Today, I think you studied that short answers and book back short answers. We have here 3 more paragraphs. Okay, so 3 paragraphs are there. You read that 3 paragraphs. After reading book back, I gave some exercises, compound words, as well as affixes, okay, prefix, suffix and infix. Here affixes also I thought on that day. Do the exercise. Then the next one is our 4th unit poem, the ant and the cricket. Actually it's not a memory poem, so we have to learn the paragraph alone and question answers. We book back we have question answers as well as we have 3 paragraphs. Okay, so read that paragraph. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have to elucidate this statement from the poet's point of view. Okay, so this paragraph also read. So I gave low achievers or those who are very slow in your studies, do one thing. First read the book in between short answers as well as book back short answers from 4th unit. Prose. After reading that you go for paragraph reading. After reading the paragraph go for poem paragraphs. Have you understood? Without reading this prose, don't go for poem. At least high achievers, don't underestimate and don't read only this what I am saying. Okay, if you can read more. Have you understood? So today we are going to learn this 4th unit supplementary, The Aged Mother by Matzo Basho. Okay, what is the supplementary title? The Aged Mother by Matzo Basho. Actually this Matzo Basho is one of the famous poets of Japan. Okay, he belonged to Japanese. Okay, Japan. Okay. He was very famous in Japan. Okay, I already said. Okay, we could see his poems in famous monuments as well as traditional sites. Okay, if you go for Japan, okay, we could see his writings on monuments and famous traditional sites. Okay, he started to write his poem at the very young age. Okay, this Matzo Basho started to write his poem at the very young age. Okay, he was a teacher. Okay, at first he made his living as a teacher and he went for so many places inside Japan and he inspired so many people on his writings. Okay, so these are about our author introduction. Okay, so this aged mother, okay, this story highlights the importance of aged people, their short-witted, okay, intellectual knowledge. Okay, the aged people have the intellectual knowledge. Here it is highlighting. Then the love and affection of a son and his daughter and his mother for one another. Okay, 2 things here highlighting. So one is aged people have the intellectual wit. At the same time, it is about the love between a mother, a son and a mother. Okay, so that it explains in this story. I am going to narrate the gist of the story. Okay, I am going to say, just listen the gist of the story. Finally, we will read line by line from the story. Okay. Long ago, the story starts like that. Okay, long ago there lived a very poor farmer at the foot of a mountain. Okay, near the mountain. Okay, he had a mother. Okay, a widowed old lady. Okay, they had a very small bit of land. Okay, with that land they got small earnings. Okay, food, and they lead a life very peaceful, okay, very humble life they were living. This place named as Shining. This country Shining was governed by one of the very cruel leader. Okay, he made a proclamation. He announced that, okay, all the aged. He sent an announcement and he made an order all the aged people to put to die. Okay, they are useless to the country. So this one actually it was not uncommon for that place. It was very common abandoning the old people. This Shining country, abandoning the old people to die is very common. Okay, on hearing the news, okay, this poor farmer was worried because he loved his mother very much. Finally he came to the decision. Okay, his final decision was to give a kindest mode of death for his mother. Okay, anyhow there was no other choice for this poor farmer against the order of this cruel proclamation. Anyhow, okay, he want to give a death for his old mother, a kindest mode of death. Okay, maybe if I ask you what is the kindest mode of death, we have no experience, but we can say, okay, sleeping dose, okay, sleeping tablets, or hanging, whatever it may be, different things. Okay, if you have experience only, we know that, but he is trying some kindest mode of death for his mother. Okay, one day he getting ready. Okay, after the sun was down, he was getting ready by taking all the necessary things like food, water, and carrying the mother on his shoulder, and he was going to the mountain. Okay, he was living at the foot of the mountain. He was going towards the mountain. There was a place, okay, abandoning of the aged, that was near the summit. Okay, summit means at the highest point of the mountain there was a summit. That place abandoning of the aged. Okay, he was going to that place carrying his mother and taking ready all the necessary foods as well as the water, and he was moving towards the summit. It was a very steepy as well as very longest distance. At the same time, when he was walking on that place, he was crossed and recrossed by so many narrow roads. Okay, he may not very familiar with that place. Okay, the places got confused when he was moving to that summit. But anyhow, okay, with his determination to reach the summit. Okay, that was his determination. He did not bother anything about that. He was moving to that place. Okay, at the same time, the mother's eyes was not so dim. Okay, she was okay. There is already I told that was the condition of that place, the Shining. Okay, so she is very confident. She was just moving along with his mother on his shoulder. She was worried. Okay, she was mother was worried. Okay, how my son would return back to the foot of the mountain. Okay, because that was such a very place was such a way. So she stretched the hands and just broke so many twigs, okay, branches of the trees, and he put in all the places, okay, on the way. Okay, finally they reached the summit. He released the mother, okay, and keeping there. Okay, he was very tired. Okay, because I already told the place was very steepy. Walking towards the summit was not an easy one. After reaching there, okay, he want to give a final, okay, comfort for his mother. That was the bed, okay, for his mother. Then he made so many arrangements with the help of some fallen pine needles, and with the help of fallen pine needles, he made a bed, okay, for her mother to sleep there. Okay. So finally he gave a tearful eyes. He asked the farewell to his mother. Okay, then mother okay, guided him. Okay, be safe, okay, till you reach the house. Okay, and he told, okay, see, I have put some landmarks for you. Using that points, you can reach our place very easily. On hearing these words, okay, on seeing his hands, okay, hands when he was fetching or breaking the trees, he got some scratches and soiled by the work of love. Okay, he made his hands was full of soil as well as the scratches when she was breaking the twigs or branches of the trees. Okay, on seeing this wounded condition of his mother, okay, he cried. Okay, and he take the resolutions. Okay, whatever comes in my life, okay, I am going to help you. He took the mother and returned back. Okay, now the mother was not a burden for this poor farmer. Okay, he reached the house. Okay, whether this governor or the head of this shining, whether revealed mother was hiding in his house, or whether this governor realized that cruel proclamation he was announced in the country. Okay, realized. Okay, one is realized or revealed that farmer's mother. That was the climax of this story. Have you understood? Okay, very small story. Okay, of world literature. Okay, this syllabus you must know. Last unit we studied this Chinese story. Yes, Yuga Mulan. Yes, and this fourth unit we are studying this Japanese story, that is the aged mother. All of you take your book. All of you take your book, page number 120. All of you take your book, page number 120 with your pen. Okay, first we will read the author introduction about the author. Matsuo Basho is one of the most famous poets of Japan. Okay, I already said. In Japan, many of his poems are seen on monuments and traditional sites. Monuments means memorials. Basho was introduced to poetry at the young age. I already said. He started writing poem at a very young age. He made a living as a teacher, but later traveled. Okay, he started his living as a teacher. Later, he traveled all over the country throughout the country to gain inspiration for his writing. He was very famous in Japan. All the people know him very well. Okay, come to our story. The Aged Mother by Matsuo Basho. This Japanese folktale. What is the meaning of folktale? Write the meaning. Folktale means a story that is part of the oral tradition of a people. Folktale means a story that is part of the oral tradition of a people. Once upon a time, okay, the literatures were passed from one generation to another generation only through oral tradition. Okay, so this Japanese folktale is also known as the story of the aged mother. It highlights that the aged are sharp-witted. Okay, witted means intellectual. Intellectual ability. Intellectual ability is very sharp. Okay, aged are very sharp. Normally we may think, okay, they are very poor in their mind, but here it is saying it is aged parents are sharp-witted. It describes the love and affection a son and his mother have for one another. Okay, and as well as it describes the story of a love and affection a son and his mother have for one another. Okay, take the lesson. Long ago, there lived at the foot of the mountain a poor farmer and his aged widowed mother. They owned a bit of land which supplied them with food, and they were humble, peaceful, and happy. Okay, so come here. This humble means not proud. Humble means timid or not proud. Okay, come to the point. Okay, so normally if we have poor people, okay, we may say they are very humble, okay, or timid. Poor people. Rich people means they are very proud. Okay, like that. There is one concept. If Okay, if the idea comes against this, means it is a contrast idea. When we are writing this symbol compound complex, this concept will come. Okay, contrast ideas. Okay, so poor people may always humble, rich people may always proud. Okay, come here. Here, long ago, what was the condition? I already said. At the foot of the mountain, there lived a poor farmer with his widowed mother. Okay, widowed means she has no husband. They owned a bit of land which supplied them with food, and they were humble, peaceful, and happy. Actually, this mother as well as her son was very happy with a bit of land which gave him food. They were peaceful, okay, humble, and very happy. The country shining was governed by a despotic leader who, though a warrior, had a great and cowardly shrinking from anything suggestive of falling health and strength. Okay. So despotic means already glossary, the meaning is there. Tyrannical or cruel. Okay, cruel leader who, though a warrior, had a great and cowardly shrinking. What is the meaning of cowardly? Cowardly means, write the meaning of cowardly. A person who lacks courage. That people, okay, a person who lacks courage, that people is called as coward. Okay, cowardly, shrinking from anything suggestive of falling health and strength. Okay, so this cruel governor, okay, said, okay, though a warrior, actually this governor was a warrior, but at the same time, anything cowardly or stringing or falling help cannot do anything for the benefit of the country. Okay, that is the idea of this cruel leader. This caused him to send out a cruel proclamation. Okay, this idea, okay, if anyone is aged or if anyone is very weak, they cannot do anything. Okay, so because of this idea, he sent a proclamation. What is the meaning of proclamation? Means announcement. Okay, he sent the announcement. What was that announcement? Okay, the entire province was given strict orders to immediately put to death all aged people. Those were barbarous days, and the custom of abandoning old people to die was not uncommon. Okay, so barbarous means, see the meaning of barbarous, extremely brutal or mercilessly harsh. Okay, that is barbarous. And another one is abandoning means desert, give up completely. Okay, give up, deserting or leaving them or giving up completely, that is. Okay, so on thinking in their mind, he sent a proclamation and sent a order to kill all, put to death all the aged people. Okay, but those barbarous days and custom, okay, that shining government's custom abandoning the old people to die, okay, was not uncommon. It was very common, prevalent in that place. The poor farmer loved his aged mother with tender reverence, and the order filled his heart with sorrow. But no one ever thought twice obeying the mandate of the governor. Okay, if any order came from the governor, okay, for example, okay, nowadays we all know very well, if any democratic country at present, if any order came from our government, definitely we should follow. Okay, during this COVID pandemic, what we are doing, they are giving some orders, okay, for the betterment of the people. Okay, wear mask, okay, sanitize your hands. Okay, we are strictly following. Okay, but it is actually for the betterment of people. But here it was not like that. It was a barbarous days. Okay, so our poor farmer loved his mother very much. So this announcement made, okay, his heart very sad. Okay, he was very sad on hearing this announcement. Okay, then they cannot think twice. Mandate means, see the meaning of mandate. an official order. Mandate means compulsion, an official order. Okay, there is we cannot think twice about the order of the higher officials, okay, of the government. So with many deep and hopeless sighs. What is the meaning of sighs? Means grief. Grief means sorrow, okay, sad, very sad, okay, and hopeless sighs. The youth prepared for what at the time was considered the kindest mode of death, okay. So finally he came to the conclusion, they could not think about the second thing. So anyhow, the final owners, I want to give a very kindest mode of death for his mother, okay. That was the idea in the mind of our poor farmer. For that, what steps he took, just see. Just at sundown, okay, evening time, sundown, when his day's work was ended, he took a quantity of unwhitened rice, which was the principal food for the poor, and he cooked, dried it, and tied in a square cloth. Okay, what he did, okay, we should know that at the after the sun was sundown, okay, so you all know very well evening, okay, evening time after the sun was down, the day work was ended, okay, work was ended. Then he took the quantity of unwhitened, okay, that was the main food, okay. What is our main food, okay? Rice, okay, we will rice. Then wheat was very rare, but North Indian means the principal food was wheat, okay. So it was the principal food for the poor, and he cooked, dried it, okay, and tied it in a square cloth. So he took a square cloth, cooked it, dried it, and just packed with which he swung in a bundle around his neck, along with a gourd filled with cool sweet water, okay. Then he did, okay, he collected the water in a gourd, okay, okay, that is like a container made of that is made of cloth, I think so, flesh, okay, cool sweet water, okay. Then he lifted his helpless old mother to his back and started on his painful journey. Then what he did means he took the mother, old mother. Mother could not walk that much distance, so he took the mother on his shoulder and started the painful journey up the mountain, towards the mountain. The road was long and steep, okay. Right, the meaning of steep means, write the meaning, proceed upward, okay, proceed upward, okay. Walking upward is not an easy one, okay. So here steepy and narrow, okay. Narrow means, what is the meaning of narrow? Having a small width, what is the opposite of narrow? Wide, okay. Narrow means very small, okay. So steepy, narrow road was crossed and recrossed by many paths made by the hunter and the woodcutter, okay. In that part of the place, it was not a normal place for those people. Only the woodcutters and the woodcutters as well as the hunters often go to that place, so for hunting as well as cutting the trees, okay. So when he was walking, it not like a road from Marthandam to Karungal. It was so many roads crossed and recrossed on the way to the mountain, okay. So in some places they lost and confused us, but he gave no heed, okay. So some places he got confused by the road, whether this road we want to go or that road, but he did not get any confusion. One path or other, it mattered not. On he went, climbing blindly upward, ever upward towards the high bare summit of what is known as Abets Suyama, the mountain of the abandoning of the aged. Summit means The topmost point of a hill or mountain, the highest point, a peak is called as summit. Okay, highest point of the mountain, there is taking the mother to that highest place. Okay, in that place of what is known as Abbots Suyama, the mountain of abandoning of the aged. Already told you, okay, that there killing the old people was common. Okay, so they will abandoning the old people in such a places. Okay, so the one place is called as abandoning of the old people. Okay, so he took that mother to that place for the very kindest mode of death. Next paragraph. The eyes of the old mother were not so dim, but that they noted the reckless hastening from one path to another, and her loving heart grew anxious. Anxious means worried. Then anxious means worried. Now what was going on? Okay, mother eyes were not so dim. Okay, she was very bright. Okay, so how is her son was moving, hastening to reach that place. Okay, his son did not know the mountains many parts, and his return might be one of the danger. Mother thought in her mind, okay, going to the mountain is one danger, means son's returning to his house. Okay, it is not a easy one, it was a very dangerous one. So she stretched forth her hand and snapping the twigs from brushes as they passed. Okay, snapping means what the meaning of the snap means. Write the meaning of snapping. Snapping means a quick breaking. Okay. When they were walking very fast, mother stretched her hand and just broke some twigs. Twigs means branches. Okay, from the bushes as they passed. She quietly dropped a handful every few steps on the way, so that as they climbed, the narrow path behind them was dotted at frequent intervals with tiny piles of twigs. What she did means after breaking these twigs, she put on the ways. Okay, after when they were moving on the back side, okay, each places she put some piles of branches. Okay, piles of twigs. At last the summit was reached. Okay, what was the condition? Now finally this poor farmer along with his mother, he carried the mother to the summit. Okay, so that much we will see the remaining in the following classes. Okay, thank you students, study well.